To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. Phil'sGang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's Phil'sGang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Celebrating 18 years as the leader in investing and trading education.
Following your system has been fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work you do. You're really an inspiration.
Well, all of the tools you've put together for us have just given us so much confidence.
I have learned so much. It is absolutely incredible.
You're really one of the best I've ever heard. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
You guys have always been great on the service side.
I have so much more confidence than when I'm in my trading.
Phil, keep up the good work. I love the chart.
I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best.
And I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Listen to Phil, join the gang, and you'll never regret it.
If you're serious about securing your financial future, then contact philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market, the Max Vest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Vest is they follow the important money, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Phil's Gang offers one of the best collections of charts available on the internet. We built the MaxVest software to have the best features, and so far, the early reviews have been great. So don't just be an investor, be a Max investor with Phil's Gang Max Investor 1000 stock charts. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world. The contributions make a big difference.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
April non-farm payrolls increased by 211,000 jobs. The unemployment rate, 4.4%. Average hourly earnings, 0.3%.
Unbelievable. What a terrible job report. Welcome, Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. We are now in the countdown. 5 days left before we can meet you at Wednesday, May, I'm getting tongue-tied here. Remember, Wednesday, May 10th, we're going to be at wonderful Michael's on East, right here in Sarasota, Florida, one of the most beautiful restaurants in Florida, or in Sarasota for sure, maybe all Florida. I'm going to be there with Mike Gallagher, Larry Elder, Captain Matt Bruce, and Bill Bunkley. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be answering questions. We're addressing President's first 100 days, and what he's accomplished and what we think about it. And it's going to be interesting. And you couldn't have a better group of people. I mean, it's a great group. I mean, because they're different enough, the guys, and you're just going to have a good time. You're going to have some great opinions, and you couldn't get the opinions from better people, especially Bunkley. He's really good. He's excellent. So this is going to be at Michael's on East. Okay, this is Wednesday now, May 10th, so we only have 5 days left, so make sure you go to my site, philsgang.com, click on the banner on the homepage, and get your ticket. Again, main event is 7 to 9 p.m., VP reception, 5:30 to 6:45, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to meeting all my gang members, but looking forward to listening to meeting all my listeners. Michael's on East. That's a beautiful restaurant. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but if anybody's not familiar with it, it is such a beautiful restaurant. I've been there for years, and the people that own the restaurant couldn't be nicer. Okay. Oh, God, where do we start today? Are you kidding me? Are you nuts? Manufacturing, 6,000 jobs? Mining jobs, 9,000. Construction, 3,000. Leisure and hospitality, 55,000 waitresses and bartenders. So we got 55,000 waiters and bartenders, healthcare workers, another 37,000, and yet we got 3,000 construction workers. Is that pathetic or what? 3,000 construction workers. And if oil doesn't tell you how bad this economy is, nothing else will other than durable goods. Oil is this morning, I'm going to just double check here, but oil was falling through around $45.50, falling off a cliff. The wheels are coming off oil. Oil's important because oil tells you exactly what's going on in the economy, the demand. When there's no demand for oil, there's no demand for consumption. And consumption is 70% of our economy. And the only jobs we're filling right now are just terrible service jobs. Awful. Unbelievable. I tell you, when Trump says Obama left him a mess, he sure has. But he's also left us a mess with the banks. They're bigger than ever, more profitable than ever. Oh, and what about the stock market? Higher than ever. The richer than ever. And the middle class is getting more screwed than ever because they're poorer than ever. Because they don't have good jobs. They have all part-time lousy jobs. And the recovery, no president ever had a recovery less than 3% except for Obama. And just think of the terrible jobs that we have. And remember, when we say the stock market is higher than ever, this stock market has been rigged by quantitative easing, by QE. If we didn't have QE, the market couldn't be sustained at these levels. We have valuations in these stock markets, like the S&P at PE of 17. You could not sustain a value, a PE of 17, or these stock prices without quantitative easing, the printing of money. And then you take that money and you go out and you buy bonds and you bring the interest rates down. You suppress interest rates. Imagine that. You go out and buy all these bonds, print money, buy these bonds to suppress interest rates, to keep interest rates low. If we didn't do that, the stock market would just crash. So what do you think? Trump's going to stop with QE? He's going to have to do another QE. Obama left behind 50 million folks on food stamps. We never had so many people on disability. We never had so many people in debt. Household debt, $12 trillion. We never lost so much manufacturing. We've never had so many regulations. Thank God Trump is cutting regulations. Thank God he's at least doing that. We've never had an entire generation as big as the boomers, all facing retirement. Remember, they started to face retirement in 2008. And they have very little means in which to retire. Because remember, they took their house and they refinanced it. Remember, Bush said, go out and refinance your house. Spend, spend, spend. Now there's no equity in their homes. Their 401ks, they're not going to get any money out of their 401ks. Very little money because of the expenses. Are you nuts? We never had a housing, homes, nobody ever talks about this. We still have homes. 62% of the homes are still upside down. Houses that have mortgages, or 62% of homes with mortgages today are still upside down. We never fixed it. We never fixed it. This is stuff people don't want to talk about. This is crazy. The only one who's benefit from the QE were the people at the top, the 1 percentile. That's what Bernanke did. And Bernanke lied to us. CNBC lied to us. They said the quantitative easing, the printing of money was to fix the entire economy, not just the benefit of the banks or the rich. That is such a lie. QE does nothing more than print money to suppress interest rates, to push the stock market up, and the wealthy, the 1 percentile, 80% of their wealth comes from stocks. So the whole idea behind QE was to print money, suppress rates, keep rates near zero. So the very wealthy would make a fortune while everybody else on Main Street got screwed because you couldn't get a job. You couldn't get a decent job. Why? Because the rates were too low. And when rates are too low, there's no incentive for businesses to invest, capital investment. Can you imagine we have more people on food stamps, 50 million, than ever before? You know what that means? 50 million people in an economy like this? Stock market as high as this, we have 50 million people. What's that tell you? 50 million people. And food stamps, when you have an all-time high stock market, it's telling you that only the 1 percentile are participating. It's unbelievable. It's just these guys are just nuts. We never had wages so low. We never had the beautiful thing with QE, you don't have to have top line sales. You don't have to increase profits. You don't have to have top line sales to push the stock price up. Isn't that something? Think about it. You don't have to increase your sales. You don't have to increase your profits with quantitative easing. Quantitative easing pushes prices up, stock prices up. And you don't have to have an increase in sales. So these companies' stock prices were going up and up and up, but their profits never increased. That's the biggest bubble in the world, and that's why Trump is going to have to do QE too. That's right. QE is dangerous. The money being pumped into the market and the economy through QE for the last 8 years dangerously masked the real economy, the real problems. And it falsely drives up stock prices without top-line sales and growth, economic growth. It's like building a house on quicksand, and our house is still on the quicksand. All we did was prop it up. Unbelievable. More on this and stocks, and we're going to have a great announcement when I get back, okay? All right. It is now 15.
Using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. Philsgang.com is an online educational service that informs you, coaches you, and guides you on how to invest in the stock market. Get daily advice to buy stocks, short stocks, and learn when to get out of your positions. Philsgang.com provides daily webinars, alerts, educational tutorials, and all materials archived. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. Phil'sGang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's Phil'sGang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
You are a scholar of the Great Depression, certainly very in tune with this stuff. It seemed like you were in the right place at the right time. Why didn't you see this coming?
Well, in many ways, the financial crisis was a standard financial panic. What a financial panic is a situation.
He didn't see it coming because he was a dope. He's an educator. He's so smart, he was stupid. He had no common sense. That's why. People were warning him for 3 years. You got to start raising rates. You can't keep rates this low and keep pumping up the housing market. Keep giving easy credit to people who shouldn't have a house, and you better start raising rates to slow the economy down. This is crazier. There's going to be a huge stock market crash. And he didn't listen. Because he's an educator, just like Aunt B. She's an educator. Most educators aren't very bright. When you take them out of the classroom, they're not very bright. They can't even tie their shoes, most of them. I mean, everything's analytical. There's no common sense. It's unbelievable. Talking about analytical, I am going to, here's our number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. I think the stock market right now is in such a critical point. The stock market. Think about the stock market. We're at the highest point, We're making all new highs on the stock market, especially the S&P. And what really is so important is to know when to get out of your stocks, or is Trump going to do quantitative easing to move this market higher? Are you going to listen to the same people that misled you with the dot-coms, the housing con, and now in the QE con? QE, this is the biggest con ever, QE, because it's so dangerous. So I decided that I'm going to open up for a little bit and give you a free chart. All you have to do is sign up for the gang membership. But I thought right now it's so critical because we've never been at a point like this in our history of the stock market. Where this market can either just crater and go down 40, 50%, or this market could take off and go up for another 8 years, 240%. But I'm going to show you, if you just follow me using the chart, we're going to be on the right side of the transition. Whether it's going to go up another 200% or it's going to go down 50%, you're going to know. You're not going to get stuck. And then you can follow me. And you can follow me on my exchange-traded funds. Follow me on the spiders and the other exchange-traded funds. I let you just, again, it's transparent. You do exactly what I do. You copycat me. And I want you to take these charts and start giving them to your kids to use so they can see what the stock market is about. It's a beautiful thing. These stocks are beautiful. These charts, they work. It empowers you as an activist investor where you influence the outcome of your investment. Your kids should just take this chart where it's green and red and show them. Get them into it. See, you influence the outcome of your investment, not some dope By using a chart, you influence your outcome. Not by using and listening to these fundamentals. And charts, remember, it's an efficient and intelligent way to invest, to trade. It's a machine. It's a capital allocation machine. A chart, remember, uses precision. It uses mathematics, not emotion. When you hear these dopes on CNBC and Fox, I mean, when you hear this tomorrow, you'll hear this again tomorrow. Everything's 20%.
I think infrastructure has Home Depot up 20% in a year. Spring break is upon us. It means fast food restaurants are going to surge. McDonald's up 20%.
Now, you've heard this 100 times. There's the problem. Everything's going to be up 20%. Wouldn't that be nice? But here's the important thing. Maybe they're right, but they're not going to know to tell you when to get out, though, are they? Have you ever heard them tell you to get out? No. They tell you to stay in, buy more. There's nothing better than the stock market to invest in. It's a beautiful place. The only thing is you got to just know when you got to understand this market is no longer connected, okay, to GE. When you look at GE and you look at the price of that stock, it's no longer connected to what GE does. Everything is manipulated. Everything is rigged. And it's all about following the money now. And that's why I designed this chart, the red and the green. Real simple. So here, I'll give you the number, 877-600-GANG. Please let your kids use this chart. Introduce them to this chart. Get them started while they're young. I mean, how many baby boomers right now cannot retire? I mean, this is so simple. You get in when it's green and get out when it's red. Let me give you an example. RIG, R-I-G. RIG is an oil stock. And when you put that on the chart, my gang, it was up 4%. It was up 4%. It looked pretty good. But then all of a sudden it turned red and it dropped 18%. But you didn't get hurt. They didn't get hurt. In fact, many of them shorted and they picked up the 18% on the way down. So join the gang, $39.95, and learn how to use this properly. Give yourself a chance. It works. So all you do is go to my site, philsgang.com. Here, I'll give you the number, 877-600-GANG, and they'll help you with it. Or just go to get my MV2 stock chart for free for 1 month. Just go to the website, click on Join the Gang, and register to become a Phil's Gang member. Once you're a gang member, you can use the code FREE MV2, Mary Victor 2, MV2, to get access to my MV2 chart, which tells you when to buy and when to sell. I'll give that to you free. And I think you couldn't have a better time than this, because this market is at its peak right now. So if it drops, you're going to get benefit because we will be selling it short. If Trump decides to do quantitative easing, which I know he has to do quantitative easing. He has no choice to do quantitative easing because he's got to suppress interest rates. That's all QE is to keep interest rates low. And when you keep interest rates low, then the Federal Reserve keeps on printing money and giving to companies to buy their own shares. They print money so they can buy bonds so to keep interest rates low. It's all rigged to push stocks up. You just got to know when to get out. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. I'm opening this up right now for your free chart.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Recognized as an Axiom Business Award winner, the highly acclaimed Walter's Way book, authored by legendary businessman Walter Scheer, is now available in digital and audio formats at the philsgang.com Bud Z store. Enjoy the stories of a relief kid who survived TB, corporate betrayal, bankruptcy, and still made millions and touched the lives of billions. Don't wait. Pick up the Walter's Way book in hardcover, digital, and in audio format at philsgang.com.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world. The contributions make a big difference.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Phil's Gang offers one of the best collections of charts available on the internet. We built the Max Best software to have the best features, and so far, the early reviews have been great. So don't just be an investor, be a Max investor with Phil's Gang Max Investor 1000 stock charts. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Performing technical analysis is no easy task for any investor unless conducted with a professional stock charting service. At Phil's Gang, we offer a choice of high-power, color-coded stock charts, all seamlessly integrated, so you can tackle the market the way you want to. The Phil's Gang Max Best 1000 stock charts. From Phil's Gang are high-performance HTML5 web-based charts that work on any browser and device, so you can put live streaming data and fully interactive charts in the palm of your hand. Phil Grandy designed the MV software to have the best features, and so far the early reviews have been great. You can plot charts on an intraday basis as well as on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. There is also a built-in watch list that you can customize to your liking. For more information, go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call, 877-600-4264.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Most people do not know what quantitative easing is. That's what we had for 8 years that pushed the stock market up 220% when the stocks weren't making profits, when there was no growth in the economy wasn't growing, and the stocks were going up, not because companies were making money. Imagine they rigged the stock market so stocks would go up even though companies weren't making money. And they're addicted to it. It's called quantitative easing. It's called suppressing interest rates. It's called printing money. So our Federal Reserve prints money. They buy the treasuries. It pushes down, suppresses the interest rates so they're low, near zero. They take that money, they fund it to give it to the CEOs, tell them go buy their own shares so they can push their stock prices up, so their stock prices will go up without having profits. Imagine this. This is what they've been doing for 8 years. Same thing with the banks. And they also take and print money, and they give it to 5 of the 9 largest banks, and in the mornings they have them go in and buy stocks, mostly bank stocks, to push the stock market up, even though there's no profits. So stock market's been going up with no profits, called quantitative easing. It's financially engineering the market to suppress interest rates to push up stocks without having to have profits. We are going to enter the same deal all over again. There's not going to be a choice. Trump is going to have to. He's not going to have a choice. Because what he is doing, what he is introducing, the growth, what he wants between infrastructure and what he is spending, he's got to suppress interest rates, just like Obama did. He's got to suppress them. The only way you can do it is with printing money and buying bonds to push the yields down. And so he has no choice, or the stock market will crash. So that means if you miss this rally for 8 years, you won't miss this one. But more important, you're going to be prepared for when they stop these rallies, individual stock or an exchange-traded fund. If you follow me, for example, I had 3 exchange-traded funds. One we activated, which was UNG, gas. And some of the gang members, when it turned red and went to green, it went up as much as 14%. Some gang members I picked up 7 or 8%. Other gang members picked up the whole 14. Some picked up 10. And it still has, and you know when to get out. The other 2 we have not activated yet. We have what we call scouts on them. We're watching them. So if you want to join now and follow me in the other 2, or even this one, you can. Just follow me. And when I do something, then you do it, okay? You're not giving me any money. This is not a fun. And this is a thing you should be teaching your kids, for God's sake. They should be teaching kids this in high school so the kids can understand how to invest and understand all this crap they hear is nothing but crap. It's all nonsense. Listen to this. Oh, by the way, here's the number. 877, so you can get your chart free while we still have it free. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Call now. You get your membership for $39.95, and then you get your chart, which is a $29 value. You get that free. Okay? And you go to Phil's Gang, just go to get the MV2 stock chart for free for 1 month. Just go to my website, click on Join a Gang, and register to become a Phil's Gang member. Once you have that gang membership, you can use your code. It's called Free MV2, and it gets you access to the MV2 chart. It's free. And this is a perfect time, and I've thought about it for the last couple of days, and I said, I'm going to do this for a couple of days because I want people to get this chart because this is the perfect timing. Because something's going to happen here. Something's going to give. We've been going sideways now for over 40 days at a peak where these stocks are up here when they shouldn't be up here. So he's going to have to make a decision to do QE to push up another 200%. If he doesn't, then the market will crash. Either way, we are going to be fine with the chart because it will tell you when to get out as well as when to get in. Listen to this. This is Bernanke. What a liar he is.
We did understand that there were problems with the subprime mortgage market and those sorts of things.
No, he didn't. They asked him, why didn't you know about the housing bubble? Why didn't you know in advance? Oh, yes, we did. We knew about it.
we did understand.
No, they didn't. They didn't know. Listen, here's the proof.
So we have so many economists coming on our air and saying, oh, this is a bubble and it's going to burst and this is going to be a real issue for the economy. Some say it could even cause a recession at some point.
Well, I guess I don't buy your premise. It's a pretty unlikely possibility. We've never had a decline in house prices on a nationwide basis.
But then, 8 years later, he said, oh, no, we saw it coming, really. Look, the money is being pumped into the market, okay, and the economy. They call QE. That's the money they print. They've done this for 8 years. And it's dangerous because it masks the real economy. See, you don't see the real economy. So while we look and see our economy's growing 1.8%, they lie and tell us, look how good the economy is. No, because the QE, the printing of money, and then buying of the bonds to suppress the yields down, the rates down, to push stocks up, you get this big stock market rally, and they come out and tell you how great the economy is because they're telling you the reason why stocks are up 250% is because of how great the economy is. No, it's because of quantitative easing. All QE did is buy Obama time. That's all. And the housing recovery is proof there is no recovery. We didn't have a housing recovery. They kicked the can down the road. Right now, a lot of those houses that, remember, when HAMP and HARP, those are all coming due now. And a lot of these people are going to lose their homes. Those are all coming due now. And the thousands of homes being purchased by these institutions, remember, they came out and they bought all these houses? That wasn't good for the economy. It was all funded with 0% money. So when BlackRock and all these companies came in and bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of homes that were foreclosed to make the economy look better, remember how they did it? They printed money, bought bonds, dropped interest rates so low, and they gave it to these companies like BlackRock and the rest of them to purchase these thousands and thousands of homes. That didn't help the economy. It didn't help the economy. And then they rented them to you. This is crazy. They're being purchased by institutions through interest-free money, through quantitative easing, and then they rent them. And that means we have low wages. We have low wages. The reason there was such a demand for these houses to go rent to thousands and millions of people because people couldn't buy homes because they had such low wages, because companies never plowed money back into capital investment. So the mere fact that Obama went to all the banks and said, take all of your houses that you're foreclosed on, sell them like 15 cents on a dollar, 20 cents on a dollar, and what we'll do quantitative easing. We'll print a whole bunch of money, and what we'll do is go buy bonds. That pushes the interest rates down, and then the BlackRock and the rest of them can buy all these homes. And it makes it look like, wow, the economy is good. Look at this stock. Look at the housing market. It's unbelievable. When it's all underneath is air. Quantified QE is financial engineering. It's the massive printing of money to purchase bonds to suppress yields, rates. And remember, it's due to the increase in inflation that's caused by a weak dollar. Now, Trump's saying he supports a weak dollar. How bad could that be? So he's going to have to do QE if he supports, because remember, when you go out and you're getting all this money and you have a weak dollar, okay, you have no choice, okay, with that weak dollar. You've got to suppress interest rates. And that means the economy doesn't grow. And he has no choice. He's going to have to do this. So get your chart right now, 877-600-GANG, or go to my site, philsgang.com, and get your free MV2.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil'sGang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Recognized as an Axiom Business Award winner, the highly acclaimed Walter's Way book, authored by legendary businessman Walter Scheer, is now available in digital and audio formats at the philsgang.com Bud C store. Enjoy the stories of a relief kid who survived TB, corporate betrayal, bankruptcy, and still made millions and touched the lives of billions. Don't wait. Pick up the Walter's Way book in hardcover, digital, and in audio format at philsgang.com. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, Michael's on East in Sarasota, one of the best restaurants, if not the best restaurant in Florida, but certainly in this area of Florida, beautiful restaurant. Please Meet myself, Mike Gallagher, Larry Elder, Matt Bruce, Bill Bunkley. He's a great guy. You're going to have fun with him. And at Michael's on East, that's going to be May 10th. So we're down to a countdown now. This is the 5th. There's only got 5 days left. So make sure you go to my site to get your tickets, philsgang.com. It's right on my homepage. Don't miss it. Okay, that's it. May 10th starts from 5:30 to 6:45. The VIP reception, the main event from 7 to 9 p.m. I love to see my gang members, love to see my listeners. Looking forward to it. So you got a chance. And that will be, again, this May 10th, just 5 days at wonderful Michael's on East. Okay. All right. I want to finish up here. Let me give you a couple things. If you want to go to my site, to sign up through the site to get your free chart. And I'm going to leave this open for a little bit, not very long, okay? But I just thought about it last night, and I said, people should have this chart because this is at a critical point, and I can prove to them. If Trump does a QE, which I believe he's going to have to, because it's the only way that he can stop the market from crashing and to drop interest rates. He's got to keep interest rates down. And the only way they do is to print money, to go to the bond market, 10-year treasury, and buy those yields and keep those yields down. And that's the financial engineering we've been doing for 8 years. That's what creates a massive bubble. That's why this is our third massive bubble. That is the bubble making. Don't you understand? We've done this 3 times now. This one is worse than ever. And that's why they crashed, because the only reason why stocks are going up, it's not because of revenues. It's not because of profits. They mask it and say, look at the great economy we have. Look at stocks are up 200%. No, they're not. They're up because you cheated, because you printed money and you got rates down, suppressing the rates, and that's how you got the stock prices up. Are you nuts? This is crazy. So to get the chart, this chart, I tell you, I'm not going to make you rich. I'm not saying that, but I'm going to tell you one thing. You're going to sleep at night, because with my MV2 chart, the color code tells us when to get out. So if this market continues to rally because Trump decides to do QE4, we're going to be in good shape. We'll have this chart. I'll work with you. You can, by the way, follow me in 3 exchange-traded funds that I'm in. Follow me all year long, okay? And those 3 exchange-traded funds, especially the spiders. Just, again, remember, you're not giving me any money. You just mimic what I am doing. Okay, it's a great way for you to learn. If you want to be real active and want to do individual stocks, that's fine. But most people shouldn't be doing individual stocks unless you have a commitment. And that's why exchange-traded funds are terrific. You buy the industrial stocks. You buy the S&P 500 stocks, all baskets. That's the way to do it. And then I buy them, and you follow me. All right, so try it out. Here again, here's the number, 877-600-GANG. They're waiting for your call now. And, again, to get the MV2 chart for free for 1 month, simply go to the website, click on Join the Gang, and register to become a gang member. It's only $39.95. And once you're a gang member, you just use this code, free, MV2, to get access to the MV2 color-coded chart, which is a value of $29.95. You get that free. And follow me for a month, and you're going to love it, and it works. Now, listen to this.
I mean, there was always this mystery around why the banks were bailed out rather than the homeowners. Like, why was it the right move to bail out the banks?
Our view was that, the financial system collapses, the economy collapses, and we needed to stabilize the banks in order to get the system, the financial system stable, and then that would lead us to a situation where we could help the economy recover.
And the economy never recovered because they should have got rid of the banks. If they got rid of the banks, then we would have recovered. That's a bold-faced lie. When we had the savings and loan crises, they put people in jail. Here's what they should have done. The problem was baby Bush was a coward. He should have taken these banks, about 8 of them. He should have let them collapse. He should have taken their assets, and he should have taken those assets and spread them out through 8,000 other banks. We would have never even missed these gangsters, these crooks. But he was owned by these bankers, just like Obama is owned by the banksters. Remember, it's the banksters that funded Obama to his election, and it was the banksters who funded Bush and Hillary. And Bush, remember, Bush Jr., his best buddy was Hank Paulson from Goldman Sachs, the chairman. He saved them. He wanted to save them. He should have let capitalism work. He should have let the free markets work. If you fail. If my business fails, no one's going to come here and help me. Is government going to come here and help me? Bail me out? No. They're not. And then when they bailed these banks out, they did it by changing the accounting rules so they could hide how illiquid they were. They could hide how insolvent they were. And they've been hiding how insolvent these banks are for 8 years. Because take Citibank, who has assets of $2.2 trillion, they got liabilities of $55 trillion. That's being broke. But they changed the accounting rules so that doesn't show up. This is nuts. This is nuts. Here, think of the small and mid-cap stocks. This is unbelievable. PE ratios. You hear about on CNBC every day, they say stocks are cheap, meaning the PE ratio is cheap. The value is cheap. Just think of that. Stock prices are cheap. No, they're not. No, they're not. The PE ratios are not cheap. What they're doing to get the PE ratio, when we have increased PE ratios and stock prices, it used to be due because we increased top-line sales. We increased revenues. We increased earnings. We increased profits. We got the Congress to agree to tax cuts. Dividend payouts. That was what made PE ratios and stock prices go up. But these gangsters, after these banks collapsed, they changed everything. No longer is that what makes stocks go up. So you're looking at the wrong thing when you're buying stocks. You follow the money, what you follow. Don't listen to these knuckleheads on these financial shows telling you all about the fundamentals of a company. Valuations, PE ratios, stock prices are all financially engineered using quantitative easing, the suppressing of interest rates. Take the small and mid-cap stocks. IWM's the symbol. It went from 35 to 100 in 4 short years. That's a historic move from 35 to 100. Not because the small and mid-cap stocks, that's a 185% move. It didn't move 185% because they increased their sales or their profits. They didn't increase their sales or their profits. Why didn't they increase their sales? Because people didn't increase their wages. People didn't have their wages increased because CEOs were not taking money and plowing it back into their companies to increase productivity, to increase wages, to give to their people who are consumers who go out and consume. That didn't happen. They took the money and put it in their pocket, the CEOs. And they went and bought the stock, and they became very, very wealthy, making 330 times more than the person that works for them. So you have these stock prices going up. It's all fake. This is what Trump is coming into. So all this increase that used to be from sales or profits, companies don't worry about that anymore. They don't care about profits anymore. They don't have to care about profits. That's why I designed a chart that I said, I'm just going to follow the gangsters. If the gangsters are buying, here, give you an example. RIG, R-I-G, perfect example. So I don't care about RIG. I don't care about the profits because their stock doesn't go up or down anymore based on profits. So today, so the RIG started to go up 4%. And then all of a sudden it turned red and it dropped 18%. How beautiful. We knew by following RIG with my chart, we could care less. All we wanted to know is when the Blackstone and JP Morgan and Citibank, when they were pulling their money out. And when they pulled their money out, it dropped. That's the beautiful thing. You don't follow stocks anymore based on profits, what they're doing. Follow it based on when they're putting their money in and taking their money out. And you follow me for 30 days with a free chart. It's free. You'll see what a difference it's going to make for you. You'll finally get what the stock market's about. It's financially engineered, and this chart will show you when to get in and get out. I mean, it's unbelievable. Again, here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Call now before we shut this thing off, 877-600-GANG. Or to get to Phil's Gang MV2 stock chart for free for 1 month, simply go to my website right now, click on Join the Gang, and register to become a Phil's Gang member. Once you're a gang member, you can use a code, free MV2, to get access to the MV2 chart. This is how you should do it. Try it for 1 month. I'm telling you, this market is rigged, and it's a wonderful thing. We wouldn't want them to be honest.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Many of you do not have time to be in individual stocks. You don't have time